Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you my weeks 21 and 22 pregnancy update. I can't believe I'm already 23 weeks pregnant and that next week at 24 weeks pregnant I will be 6 months. It's wild. I feel like this pregnancy has been flying by, and I'm sure most people would say that's because I have 2 other kids. I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and there's just like not a lot of time to focus on this pregnancy. That being said, I do feel like I've been trying to like savor every single moment and it's still flying by. So I don't know. Time is like but an illusion. I have some notes on my phone that I'll read through. The past 2 weeks have been, I don't want to say uneventful, but it's been pretty standard, which is good. Like that's what you want in pregnancy. You just want things to like go super smoothly. And I'm so lucky to say that like that's just how it's been. So knock on wood, continue to be that way. So we got back from our baby moon. I was 21 weeks when we were on our baby moon, and that was really nice because I got to relax and I found that I felt her moving a lot more. I had said in I think the last update or maybe the update before that like I was a little concerned because they were saying like, oh, you should be feeling baby move, and I'm like, I feel her move but like not a lot, and I think it's just because I'm constantly moving throughout the day, and so she's probably just like rocked to sleep all day by like my constant moving. And so it was just nice to feel her a lot and like feel her move and to like connect with her and to like feel like I got a moment to like really appreciate just her and I, you know? So that was really great. I wrote Braxton Hicks in the evenings on a couple nights, and they've kind of gone away now. It's interesting like how symptoms kind of come and go, especially during the second trimester, but I was experiencing some Braxton Hicks on 21 weeks, and I was like, oh man, like is this gonna be like an every night thing? I find Braxton Hicks, I don't think that they're incredibly uncomfortable. If anything, they're just like, to me it just feels like a little hug and like a reminder that my body is like doing what it's meant to be doing. And yeah, so they've gone away now, but I'm sure they'll come back. I'll mention for both 21 weeks and 22 weeks, I've still had to rely on magnesium, especially for like my restless leg syndrome, and just like I found that it really helps with like calming me during the night with any anxiety and stuff, and I know I mentioned that in my last video. I will say, however, no one mentions one of like the big side effects of taking magnesium is loose stools. That's disgusting. It's TMI, but I'm telling you right now. So if you are a pregnant person and you're like, oh, I have restless leg syndrome, or I'm suffering from some anxiety during the night, cool, I'll take some magnesium. Yeah, run it by your doctor, but also just know that, oh my gosh, I don't know if it's like if you take too much. I talked to my doctor about it. She was like, it's normal. All I was taking, I have my magnesium bottle over there, was like 1 magnesium pill before I went to sleep and then 1 during the night. And there were some days where my stomach was like not happy with me, and I didn't have any idea that loose stools was a side effect of taking magnesium until, here's like the craziest, funniest part, until I was reading Prince Harry's memoir, biography, new book, Spare, and he mentioned that he was suffering from anxiety, and so he tried taking magnesium and that he started suffering from loose stools. And I was like, that was like the moment where I was like, oh, wait a minute. And I put 2 and 2 together. Disgusting, but like also like, what? Experiencing the same symptoms as Prince Harry as a pregnant lady. There you go. 2 weeks, I wrote very vivid dreams. So that's been continuing. Last night I had the strangest dream that we were in Paris and Jeff caught our, like somehow we had separated and I missed the flight and Jeff made the flight back, and I was like freaking out because I didn't know how to reschedule the flight. Anyway, like weird, very vivid dreams like that where I wake up in the morning and I'm like, why am I dreaming that? Like what is this? But like it's so incredibly vivid. So that's still happening. Nights are the toughest. So like I find that for the most part during the day I feel really good. I feel really strong, especially when I work out. I'm sitting next to the Peloton. When I do even just 15 minutes on the bike in the morning, I find that it really helps with my excess water retention and just like drain. There's like no science to back this up, I don't think, but like with my extra like lymphatic, how would you even say it? Like just with all of the extra water retention that I have, I feel like doing even the tiniest workout in the morning helps drain all that out. Well, where was I going with that? Oh my gosh, pregnancy fog, pregnancy brain is still such a thing. Where was I going with that? If I don't do a workout, I definitely like just feel bigger and heavier. Like I didn't do a workout yesterday. And even though I taught in the evening, I taught dance and Pilates, it just still felt really heavy, and I was like kind of swollen at night. Nothing intense, like nothing to be concerned about, but like swollen. It was something else I wanted to mention. I'm sorry, guys. This is my brain. It's like if I don't write things down, and I didn't write this down, if I don't write things down, then like my brain feels like a little bit of a jumbled mess. I wrote gums bleeding a little bit and nose bleeding a little bit. So not like a nosebleed, but like when I blow my nose, again, TMI and like so gross, like there will be a tiny bit of blood. And currently like the boys and I have a little bit of a runny nose because just like, you know, life and preschool. And like kids gyms and stuff. Also say that yesterday I had an OB appointment, and it was the first time I'd seen my OB since before my anatomy scan, right? So for my anatomy scan, I had seen the high risk doctor, went to a different office, and now I got to see my OB again. And I just love her. Like it was a very in and out, very quick appointment. I vlogged it actually. I vlogged it. Yeah, so that should be up actually before this is up. My brain. Anyway, and it was really nice to see her. It was just a check-in. So she did what do you use? Is it a Doppler to find the baby's heartbeat? Heartbeat sound is really strong, really good. We had chatted about, I had mentioned the like pulling that I was experiencing here and like the little lump. She said that like it was connective tissue, my xiphoid process, which is the end of your sternum, and like it wasn't anything to be concerned about, which was nice to hear. And also like working out during the day and stuff really does help with that, and help with my stomach not feeling quite as heavy and my abs not feeling like they're being pulled as much. I was 154 pounds, I want to say, which in the morning yesterday I was like, there's no way, like get out of town. But then as the day progressed, and I felt like my body just like kept like took on the water. I was like, oh yeah, like I definitely feel heavier. Again, when I work out, I worked out this morning, like now I'm feeling good, and I think I'll feel good for the rest of the day. But it's so interesting. The body is so interesting. And she asked me, she was like, oh, did you schedule your C-section yet? Or like, did the office contact you about scheduling your C-section yet? I said no. So she said they would call me. She also said that my next appointment, so in a few, I think it's like 4.5, almost 5 weeks, I'll do my glucose test. Good old glucose test. With both the boys, my glucose tests have been fine, have come back fine. So here's to hoping this is the same. And then she said the appointment after that, so about 3 weeks later, then we'll do an ultrasound to measure the baby's weight and see where we are there. Then at the end of the day yesterday, they called and we scheduled my C-section, which is so exciting. So here's to hoping, so it's scheduled for 39 weeks. Sorry, I had some pizza before and I feel like I feel it in my teeth. The C-section is scheduled for 39 weeks. I have never made it to 39 weeks. I gave birth to Hugo. I went into labor with Hugo 38 weeks, 6 days, and then like gave birth to him on 39, like on the day, 39 weeks. And then with Theodore, we scheduled the C-section for 39 weeks, but I ended up going into labor 37 weeks, 6 days, and gave birth to him like the morning of 38 weeks. So my brain is like, okay, these babies keep coming earlier and earlier. I feel like the baby's gonna come like in the teens somewhere. I feel like the baby's gonna come like 2 weeks early, 2.5 weeks early. However, it is nice to know that the C-section is scheduled, and here's to, maybe I can keep her in there. I want to mention, and I don't know if this is like what I had meant to mention before when I just like forgot, is that in the night, I am finding it really hard to breathe. And I don't know if it's like the angle of my body. I've been trying to desperately sleep on my left side. And I think for the most part, I've been doing a good job of predominantly staying on my left side, but sometimes going to my right side, and trying to avoid my back as much as possible, because there were weeks in there where I was waking up in the middle of the night like so out of breath because I was sleeping on my back. I remember specifically too with Theo feeling like so out of breath during the nights, especially as I got bigger. So anyway, that's the update, friends. I'll show you a little bump shot. Here's the belly. got some laundry back here, so try to ignore that. But yeah, I mean, I've definitely popped. I popped enough that now, like, people who don't know that didn't know that I was pregnant now are like, oh my gosh, you're pregnant, like, when are you due, you know, how many weeks are you? So that's been fun. And that's it, friends. That's the update. I will check back in with you when I am 6 months pregnant, which is wild, so wild. Anyway, trying to think if there's anything else. Still taking my prenatal vitamins, still doing the levothyroxine. Everything's good in that direction, in that area. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, friends.